sports fans. For even more information on the Thunder, check out my podcast from today with Anthony Slater, the Thunder beat writer from The Oklahoman and NewsOK.com, where we go into depth on the Russ KD dynamic, how Coach Donovan has been trying to influence their play, and lots more. You in? Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. A word before we go to the footage of Russell Westbrook's historic triple-double night. Even though he got an extra assist, which shouldn't have been attributed to him, that said, I'm pretty sure we haven't had a 19-assist, 20-point triple-double game from someone since Magic, so it's still pretty damn impressive. But what I saw last night was a different player, a guy who was under control, on balance, kept his emotions in check as well, and was able to run the team the way they needed to against those good defenses. So when I get criticized for being a hater, it has nothing to do with diminishing his ability or saying he's not a good player. What I'm looking at is how can they compete against the very top teams in the West with a player that tends to be out of control, off balance, doesn't finish well at the rim. Well, that was not the player we saw last night. And so I'm excited to show you how he was able to put together such a great night and lead the Thunder to a huge victory. Russell Westbrook facilitated quite a bit early, and on this out-of-bounds play, Russ had his pick of open shots. KD was wide open coming off the Adams screen, and Pierce was so concerned with Durant that he lost track of Ibaka, who rises up for the three. Again, on the out-of-bounds, a simple back screen from Adams catches Jeff Green unaware. Jordan should have slid down to help, but instead Russ gets an easy assist. Then the Thunder come down and nobody is guarding Kevin Durant, who does a liberal interpretation of a legal hop to knock down this open three and give Russ his third assist. Here's basic flex by the Thunder to get Russ a post-up, something they were looking to attack with from the outset. I'm not sure Chris Paul needs a ton of help anywhere on the court, but DeAndre wanders over in the area, pointing out his man for the rotation. Jeff Green shows no recognition of this, and Russ finds Steven Adams for yet another assist of an easy basket. On this simple drag screen and roll, Russ attacks on balance and under control, and appears to do everything in his power to not throw the ball to Robertson in the corner, but you know you're in for a special assist night when Robertson nails this three. More post up, and if Redick is going to be the one to step up on the roll man Adams, then Pierce has to slide down and take away this nice pass from Russ. More impressive managing of the team as Russ stops under control, calls out a horn set, and then throws a perfect dime to Robertson, who's cutting out of the corner. Here's a new wrinkle they've added to their offense this year, where Russ hands off before using his speed to get around two screens. Normally, this would be a low post catch, but Paul does a decent job getting through. I just wish Russ would attack off the catch more instead of holding it and letting the defense catch up. That said, he blows by CP3 like he's standing still, the help can't get there, and it's an easy layup. And on the right side of the floor, I get why DeAndre Jordan is shadowing, but it's too close to the basket for this. He's got a full-on double and get it out of his hands. Instead, Adams makes an easy catch of the nifty left-handed Russ pass, and while this is a good contest by Wes Johnson, it doesn't do much. With Austin Rivers on him, Russ undoubtedly doesn't want to waste time with any formal offense, just backing down in the post. A simple head fake gets Rivers in the air, and two free throws. More out-of-bounds assists. When Kanter backscreens Robertson, Aldridge is just doing a statue impersonation in the lane, not remembering that Kanter can shoot well from there. Out of horns again, Russ sets Ibaka up at the top of the key, something they've been doing together for many years. More backing down, no shadow or double team, so Russ does the not so stanky leg in Chris Paul's face. While I criticized Russ for this pass versus the Warriors and the Clippers during crunch time of their fourth quarter in the losses last week, it's a whole lot different attempting this pass when you're up 4 with 5.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. On this defensive mix-up by Ibaka and Russ, it actually allows Serge to leak out early. That said, look at DeAndre Jordan. He's not going for the offensive rebound, and he should have had plenty of time to sprint back. but Russ very alertly sees that he's just jogging and hits Ibaka with a great pass for yet another first half assist. Here's a good example of Russ under control, on balance, and running the team. He doesn't tear off down the court 100 miles an hour, forcing the issue. He reads the defense, and even though he gets the ball deflected, he tracks it down, takes his time, then explodes into what he does best, the pull-up from 15 feet. Here's another example where he pushes the ball at 75% speed and is able to jump off his left foot and finish with his right hand at the rim, getting the and one. More post-ups, and I always love when you screen for the post player, this time getting a foul on CP3 and free throws. Here is one of those moments that I thought was going to be a Russ barreling to the hoop out of control. However, he doesn't accelerate till half court when he spots DeAndre Jordan not hustling back to the paint. Now he blasts to the hole, does a pass fake, extended 1-2, and shows incredible touch and control on the lefty finger roll from 5 feet off the glass over Jordan. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it turns out Russ got the assist for this play, even though it was Adams who clearly passed to Durant for the bucket. Home cooking at its best, I guess. Incredibly, the Thunder get another baseline out-of-bounds bucket, this time when Redick doesn't see man and ball and allows Robertson to cut to the hoop. More transition where Russ is at 60% speed, surveying the defense, taking his time under control, and gets to his bread and butter. Perfect. In a tight game with Durant off the floor, they again turn to Russ in the post, and this is a tough cover for Chris Paul down there, who lets him get to the middle. DeAndre Jordan is lost, just turned around out there, and that invites Wes Johnson to jump out of the way and allow a layup to Ibaka on a nice feed by Russ. Another fast break run to perfection as Russ hits Foy up ahead on the wing, and there's nothing Redick can do to stop another assist to Ibaka. Gorgeous. Off the rebound, Russ must have something against Austin Rivers, since he wastes no time going right at the guy every time. Again, Jordan isn't sprinting back to the paint, and there isn't anyone else out there that could be effective stopping this train. This might have been the best defense we'd seen on Russ all night. Rivers gets around the ball screen and contains nicely. So the Thunder just run it again. And I'm not sure Rivers has to go over a screen set this high since Russ is shooting so poorly from 3. Russ takes his time, double pumps, Jordan does get a hand up, but it's still a good view of the hoop and he knocks it down. And in a great sign from Coach Donovan, Anthony Morrow got 13 minutes in this game, and on the offensive rebound, the Clippers cannot match up properly, and Russ finds him wide open for the 3-ball. The Thunder run horns with their 2 bigs stacked above the free throw line. Rivers forces him left, right where Jordan should have been standing, but inexplicably he goes to the other side and allows Singler to hold him off. I hope Russ said thank you on his free trip to the cup. I really like the look of the Thunder coming down on the break with Russ trailing the ball. His teammates do the work for him so he can explode, suck in the defense, then find Singler for the dunk. As the game got out of hand, the Thunder kept doing damage on the offensive glass to the tune of 10 offensive rebounds, and this was an easy assist for Russ. And to top it off, we've seen this called play numerous times. Even though it's a weird formation with Adams potentially getting in the way, on the Ibaka ball screen, Robertson cuts to the hoop for the alley-oop, and this is an exclamation point on a much-needed win for the Thunder on their home floor against a top opponent, something that had been extremely rare for them this season.